Warm welcome to you here on TV News, here on TV Sapiencia with me, Chioma Vic-Chukwuemeka. Now the headlines. Eminent Nigerians, including President Bola Tinubu, the leadership of the National Assembly, governors, the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Sa'ad Abubakar, among others, have preached unity and called for prayers as Muslims mark the end of the Ramadan fasting. United States President Donald Trump expressed a strong displeasure over recent remarks made by Russian President Vladimir Putin criticizing his call for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to be removed in favor of a transitional government. And in sports, Arsenal will play Tottenham in a pre-season friendly in Hong Kong, the first North London derby to be held outside the United Kingdom, the club said today Monday, while Liverpool will meet AC Milan. Now the news in full. Eminent Nigerians, including President Bola Tinubu, the leadership of the National Assembly, governors and Sultan of Sokoto Alhaji Sa'ad Abubakar, among others, have preached unity and called for prayers as Muslims mark the end of the Ramadan fasting. Muslims in Nigeria on Sunday yesterday joined their counterparts across the globe to celebrate Eid al-Fitr, marking the end of the Ramadan fasting. This comes as Inspector General of Police Kayode Ebotokun heightened security measures nationwide to ensure peaceful and hitch-free Eid al-Fitr celebrations. Ebotokun said the NPF had deployed officers to strategic locations, including Eid prayer grounds, recreational centers, and other public spaces to strengthen security. Speaking yesterday, Sunday, at the Eid prayer ground in Abuja, the president said, and I quote, "We give thanks to Almighty Allah. We saw the beginning of Ramadan. We started together and ended together in good health and happiness." At the National Eid Prayer Ground along the Airport Road, President Tinubu joined fellow Muslims to observe the Eid al-Fitr prayers, marking the end of the holy month of Ramadan. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, held the Muslim faithful on the occasion of the Eid al-Fitr as he urged them to pray for the unity of the country. The Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Abubakar, called on Nigerians to remain united, offer prayers and support their leaders in fostering national growth and development. Niger State Governor Mohammed Bago, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary Balogi Ibrahim, reminded Muslims of the teachings of the Quran and Hadith, which emphasized peace, love, discipline, and humility. In other states, the governor, Monday Webelo, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary Fred Itua, urged Muslims to sustain the lessons and virtues learned during Ramadan, including compassion, tolerance, and unity. In Plateau State, the governor, Caleb Mufwang, in his goodwill message on Sunday said Ramadan is a time when hearts are softened, generosity overflows, and acts of kindness illuminate the path of the less privileged in the society. The governor of Zamfara State, Dauda Lawal, in a statewide broadcast, lamented that the challenges of insecurity over the years, particularly the menace of banditry, has caused a big harm to the state. Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris, in his Eid al-Fitr statement made available to newsmen in the state by his Chief Press Secretary, Ahmed Idris, said the fasting in the month of Ramadan is not only restricted to abstinence from eating, drinking, smoking, and sexual intercourse, but it also entails being modest, humble, and exhibiting good character. Governor Obasani of Kaduna State appealed for prayers for the state's continued peace, progress, and development, acknowledging the challenges faced by the state and its people. In Kogi State, the governor, Usman Ododo, speaking at the Muhammad Buhari Square, Lokoja, where he prayed to mark the end of the Ramadan fast, charged Muslims to continue to reflect on the lessons of compassion, peace, and progress learned during the period in the interest of development. Governor Bala Muhammad of Bauchi State, in a press release issued on Sunday by his special advisor, Media and Publicity, Mukhtar Gidado, noted that the Eid al-Fitr should not only be turned into a mere holiday defined by pomp and pageantry, but should be used as an occasion to atone for shortcomings and resolve to take corrective measures. Still on Eid al-Fitr, Ekiti State Governor Mr. Biodun Oyebanji, in his goodwill message signed by his special advisor on media, Yinka Oyebode, urged the Muslims to be adherents and rather adherents of other religions to continue to live in love, peace and harmony with one another as brothers and sisters. Governor Sheriff Obowori of Delta State, in a goodwill message issued by his chief press secretary, Mr. Festus Ahon, stressed the significance of Eid al-Fitr as a time of thanksgiving, compassion and unity among Muslims and the entire society. Away from the celebration, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has reaffirmed his commitment to securing Nigeria as he celebrated Eid al-Fitr with wounded soldiers at a 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital. The Chief of Army Staff made this pledge during a Salah luncheon with sick and wounded in action personnel and troops deployed on operations in 1 Division's area of responsibility on Sunday in Kaduna. Oluyede, represented by the Commander Infantry Corps, Major General Abdul Ibrahim, praised their sacrifices and assured them that they had not been forgotten. He explained that most soldiers sustained injuries during operations in the northeast and northwest, including Operation Hadenkai and Operation Fasanyama. The Army Chief reiterated his commitment to national security, highlighting successes in clearing the corridor from Kano to Abuja. The Socio-Economic Right and Accountability Project has called on Senate President Godswill Akpabio and House of Representatives Speaker Tajuddin Abbas to immediately withdraw a bill seeking to impose a 6-month jail term or a fine of 100,000 naira or both on eligible Nigerians who fail to vote in national and state elections. In a letter dated March 29, 2025 and signed by SERAP's Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwa, the radio organization described the proposed legislation by the National Assembly as oppressive and a violation of citizens' rights under the Nigerian Constitution and international human rights law. The bill, titled Bill for an Act to Amend the Electoral Act 2022 to make it mandatory for all Nigerians of majority age to vote in all national and state elections and for related matters, proposes making voting compulsory for all eligible Nigerians. SERAP argued that the measure infringes on citizens' rights to choose whether to participate in elections or not to participate. We are following up on the story and we'll keep updating you away from that. We move to Lagos State, where the State Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, has confirmed that the state recorded 10 cases of diphtheria between January 1 and March 27, 2025. In response to the outbreak, the state has vaccinated 36,310 individuals, he said. In a statement issued yesterday, Sunday, Abayomi revealed that the outbreak had affected multiple local government areas, with Etiosa being the most impacted, recording 44 suspected cases. Other affected local government areas include Alimosho, Badagry, Ikorodu, Kosofe, Ojo, Mushin and Lagos Island, where varying members of suspected and confirmed cases have been identified. These areas, Abayomi noted, would remain focal points for intensive interventions, including targeted vaccination campaigns and public awareness efforts. All confirmed diphtheria cases are currently being treated in hospitals, with state prioritizing their admission for public safety. Away from Lagos State, we come right now to Anambra State, where the governor's wife, Noye Soludo, has charged mothers to understand the sacredness of their responsibilities in the home and the society and follow them with every sense of dedication and urgency. Mrs. Soludo, who stated this in a statement she released in Oka to mark this year's Mother's Sunday, explained that as the heart and conscience of every society, mothers should uphold their roles by providing solutions to declining moral and social values facing today's homes and societies. She noted that motherhood is a rare honor that comes with immense responsibilities, explaining that if one mother fails at her task, the larger society bears the brunt. The governor's wife equally stated that a greater cause of the moral and social issues confronting the society today stems largely from parental shortcomings, with many mothers paying little or no attention to the task of child upbringing and family responsibilities. Away from Anambra State and Nigeria, rescue workers are lifted on a crane during search and rescue operations at the site of an under-construction building collapse in Bangkok. That will be on March 31, that's today. 3 days after an earthquake struck central Myanmar and Thailand, Myanmar's ruling junta declared a week of national mourning today, Monday, for victims of the country's devastating earthquake, which has killed more than 1,700 people. The official mourning period runs until April 6, the junta said in a statement, with national flags to fly at half-mast. Move right now to the United States of America, where President Donald Trump expressed strong displeasure over recent remarks made by Russian President Vladimir Putin, criticizing his call for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to be removed in favor of a transitional government. In an interview with an international media yesterday, Sunday, Trump made it clear that he was frustrated by Putin's comments, emphasizing that such actions could derail the ongoing ceasefire negotiations between the two countries. He also issued a stern warning, threatening to impose secondary tariffs on Russian oil if a ceasefire deal was not reached. The proposed tariffs could range from 25% to 50% on all Russian oil exports and will be enforced in a month if no ceasefire agreement was made. The U.S. president also criticized Ukrainian leadership, particularly Zelensky, last month, referring to him as a dictator and questioning his approval ratings in Ukraine. As of now, Moscow has not responded to Trump's comment, though he indicated he would speak with Putin later this week. We move right now to sports, where Arsenal will play Tottenham in a pre-season friendly in Hong Kong, the first North London derby to be held outside the United Kingdom, the club said today, Monday, while Liverpool will meet AC Milan. The London rivals will play at the southern Chinese city's new 50,000 capacity Kai Tak Stadium on July 31. Liverpool will play Serie A giant Milan on July 26 at the same stadium. It will be a replay of the classic 2005 Champions League final, which the Reds won on penalties after being 3-0 down at half-time. And slots Liverpool is likely to head to Hong Kong as Premier League champions. They are currently 12 points clear with 9 games left. Well, with our story, we'll wrap it up on this hour's news hour. A quick reminder of our top stories. We told you that eminent Nigerians, including President Bola Tinubu, the leadership of the National Assembly, governors, the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saad Abubakar, among others, have preached unity and called for prayers as Muslims mark the end of the Ramadan fasting. United States President Donald Trump expressed a strong displeasure over recent remarks made by Russian President Vladimir Putin, criticizing his call for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to be removed in favor of a transitional government. And in sport, Arsenal will play Tottenham in a pre-season friendly in Hong Kong, the first North London derby to be held outside the United Kingdom. The club said this today, Monday, while Liverpool will meet AC Milan. Many thanks for joining us on the news this hour on TV Sapiencia. I am Chioma Vic-Chukwuemeka. Thank you so much for watching us. Stay with us and do have a great and an amazing holiday season. Good afternoon from here.